That's right. You nervous?
Are you coming?
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
Huh?
I'm very nervous.
Are you
Yeah.
confident?
I'm confident, but what if they lose?
Hey,
Some team's gonna lose.
some team's gonna lose.
I'm just upset because whoever wins, Pittsburgh takes the second place spot over the team who hasn't won the World Series the longest. That's my. At least the Steelers have 6 rings.
Ready to go? All right. Another week. Glad to be back here. Ready to get going and try to figure this thing out and get a win. I think that we continue to see some good things in our team and continue to find out a lot about where we're at as a program, what we got to get better at. But still a lot of great attitude, a lot of fight in these guys, and with 4 games left, there's a lot of season left, and we're going to continue to get better each and every day, every practice. So we're looking forward to another opportunity, going on the road, a team that's done a great job. I mean, their team, a lot of the same players that played against us last year that have just gotten better. I think Coach Steck's done a great job. Know a couple guys on their staff, not doing a lot of things differently, just got better. And you can tell that they had a great offseason, got stronger. Anytime you're taking over a new program and you implement your system, you can tell that he just went about it that, hey, we're going to get better at the things that we do. This is what we do. There's nothing wrong with our scheme. Their scheme last year, they just got better at it, and their players got better, and they got stronger, and they gained some players that have made them better. So, going to be another tough task. That's going to be, we're prepared for another 4-quarter game because they're a good team, and we're going to prepare for them like that. Look forward to going on the road and with our team and trying to get this win.
How hard has it been to get a read on their team game day? Because it's close enough that they play some really good games, and then like last week they go and they just get dominated by Northern Iowa.
Yeah, I think that they've been fairly consistent. Just last week kind of got away from them a little bit, and we know how that is. I mean, you go in the dome. That's not the first team that's kind of went that way. It's just one of those games that things snowballed on them, and they couldn't get back in it. So um, nothing. I thought they've done a great job all year of competing. I mean, the team that we just lost to, they scored 45 points on and beat on the road. You watch the Western Illinois game; it's a heartbreaker for them. Uh, Western scoring with 30 seconds to go in the game, and really was a really good game. And then North Dakota State, they battle with. I mean, it's 13-3 in the fourth quarter, and really frustrated North Dakota State. Offensively, they had a hard time moving the ball until late. They just kind of did what North Dakota State does to a lot of teams, wear you out, and then they popped a couple big runs. But for the most part, for 4 quarters, they had them frustrated. So I think it's a consistent team that's playing well, and we got to be at our best to get a win.
What elements has Dylan Swope particularly bring to their defense?
He's played a lot of football, and just a good football player. Plays hard, plays the right way. I'm sure I don't know him, but I'm sure he's one of those guys that he's a leader and wants to get it right and does things the right way. So he's been fun to watch on film, and he's always been a competitor.
What's the best part of their defense when you watch their defense? Like you said, they have a lot of the same players, but they're clearly keeping them in a lot of balls.
Yeah, I think they just assignment sharp. Rarely do you see them out of position. Where they're doing a good job. Coach Steck and the defensive staff over there doing a good job of just putting their players in position to make plays, not making it confusing on them, and trying to do too much. Similar to what we do on defense, line up and play your gap and play sound football. and just be good football players, tackle well, and they got some good players. So I think that they've been in position to make plays and they've been making plays.
What's the status of Josh?
He's full go right now as far as practice, and his knee's a little bit sore, but nothing anything different than um, a lot of people. So he'll be out there full go in practice starting today.
What do you think about running backs? Dixon and Bison and
Should have everybody this week. It'll be the first time in a long time we've had felt confident to that we got everybody. Even last week, just with Mix, he practiced the most out of any of those guys, more than Daquan, and we talked about that a little bit after the game. But anytime you're dealing with the neck and back type up, it's just where it's sore. You're a little bit hesitant to put him in, especially when you're like Mixon, where it's going to be, hey, 4th and 1, go try to run this guy over. And so just getting that confidence back, we felt like it was best for him to give him another week, unless we absolutely, had to have him. So I thought it was best for him and the health of him. But he was wanting to play, and so this week he'll be cleared and ready to roll.
Northern Iowa had a lot of success in their passing game against Missouri State. Do you see a lot of opportunity there of stuff you guys can do similarly?
Yeah, I mean Northern Iowa did. They threw for 400 and something yards. I don't know if we'll do that, but they made some good throws and catches. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I mean, you never saw, guys just running wide open. The quarterback from Northern Iowa had a really good day and made some really really good throws. So we'll stick to our game plan, and I think. Our guys will be ready to make those plays. You still got to be able to be balanced, and when the plays are there, we got to make them.
you think Connor Lee was going to practice today?
Yeah, he'll practice today. Probably be a little bit limited early in the week, but should get Connor back for the game as well.
What can you tell us about Jimmy? He's not coming back for us.
Yeah, Jimmy Jones be out for the season. Had surgery on Friday. Will be out, probably 4 to 6 months, and just with his rehab and everything. But so, tough just because Jimmy was, playing just about as good as anybody on our team and gave us that explosiveness on offense. And we've got other guys that's got to step up. A couple guys on Saturday that made their first career catches and doing some good things. So it's always got to be the next guy up. Hate it for Jimmy just because of the work that he's been putting in. Was really a leader on our team, and he'll continue to be that. I mean, he was Saturday. He had surgery at 2 o'clock. I think he got out on Friday, and he was there at the game, standing up the whole game. I know Saturday night he was complaining about his leg hurting, and I was like, it's because you stood up the whole game a day after surgery. But he'll fight back, and he's a Saluki, and we love him, and he'll be back ready to go for next year.
Did he break his ankle?
No, it's a Liz Frank injury, so it's a foot. You see that a lot in football and guys. So it's just I can't give you the exact medical definition, but it's like the bottom of his foot, and it was pretty clear on X-rays that it was he needed to have surgery to fix it. He's already had he's had one red shirt, so it's something that we'll try. It all comes down to how much of the season you've participated in and stuff. So if you remember, Jimmy got hurt. We played him in 3 games as a freshman, as a true freshman, and then he got hurt. I think it was his knee he had surgery on, and so he got a medical red shirt for that season. And so, but we'll get him back, and he's had a great year so far, and then we'll get him back for next year.
You mentioned earlier you learned a lot about this weekend. Where you at as a program? Where do you think you're at?
I mean, we're at a spot where we just gotta keep battling, and we've got to get better each and every week. We can't waste any time feeling sorry for ourselves or not taking opportunities to get better. We have to get better at just the fundamental things of football, learning the game, learning each other. I think that there's a lot of bright spots, but we just gotta the little things that I continue to stand up here and talk about come back and you watch film and you see it. Um, just small little things, of execution. And then I really, at one point on Saturday, there in the third and fourth quarter, we had 6 freshmen playing on defense at one time on the field at one time, and so that's a encouraging thing. Not because we're just putting them out there. I said that when the 3 started, uh, because they're earning their turns and they're playing well, and we no one's putting anybody out there that's not playing the best. They're practicing the best, and they're going out and they're earning their spots. So, you like to see a lot of young guys. I think at that point too in the game, um, 4 of them were sophomores, and then T.J. Beeman was on the field. He's a senior, so there was 10 freshmen and sophomores and 1 senior out there. So, a lot of things we just got to keep getting better. Those guys got to get better each and every day, and so we're excited to come back in here. If you've been, you're in our staff meeting rooms, it's nothing but looking ahead and getting better and get this thing figured out together.
You've had some great mentors. Jerry and me, the other comes to mind, kind of went through a similar education here at Southern, and so I'm sure you've talked to him, and I don't, what can you share just maybe about some of the conversations you've had with him or other mentors where you've encouraged him?
Yeah, everybody you just got to stick to the plan. There's you go right back to work, and you don't panic, and you don't do anything different. We've all been trained to do this thing the right way, and so you go back to work and you game plan the same way, and there's no magic, change up practice. Let's try this to try to get it's the same routine, and you got to stick with it. And this is really when the coaches earn their paycheck. In times like these, it's easy to be a leader when everything's going right. It's at times like this that you got to step up and really lead and mentor and coach, and keep everybody together and fighting. There's 4 games left in the season. The season's not over, and that's what we'll do. So everybody has been great. I mean, Coach Kill and other guys from Minnesota that have been here. Everywhere they've been through a lot of these seasons. And you just got to stick to the plan. That's what the thing that Coach Kill's always done is he's just stuck to the plan that he knows, not somebody else's plan or, hey, try this, and you start grab bagging ideas. We're going to keep doing what we've always done. Nothing's going to be different on Saturday as far as scheme or anything like that. We just got to get better at what we're doing.
You move Devondre into the starting lineup for the offensive line, and you're getting some running backs back. What do you look at to try to have some explosive plays in the run game to extend?
Yeah, getting some of those guys back, will be big, and just sticking to the run. Sometimes that's we found ourselves down in the second half in each of the last 4 games. And in the fourth quarter down by 2 scores to both teams. We found a way to fight back to 1 score. But we've probably thrown it more than you want to a lot. But when you're down 2 scores in the fourth quarter, you got to make some things happen. So consistently running the football, that's what when big runs happen. It's just not by you got to consistently be committed to running the ball, and we'll continue to do that and find ways that we feel like are good schemes against the teams we're playing. But the biggest thing is just consistently stay committed to it.
Did you expect to play as many young guys this season at the beginning of the year? Did you expect that, or did you have a feeling that a lot of the young guys were going to get some playing time this year?
We knew, we've been excited about the young guys that we have in our program, but you never really know until you get out here and you see them perform and consistently perform on a consistent basis, not just have flashes. Because to play in a college football game, you gotta be mature, and you gotta be able to stay locked in, focused. You never know how they're going to react to full-time class schedule and then practice and meetings and all that kind of stuff. So you could be a really good player, and we have a lot of them that are redshirting that skill-wise, they're probably ready to get back out there now. But with 4 games to go, you're not going to throw them out there and waste a year on them. So we're encouraged by a lot of the guys that we have redshirting right now too. So I don't think you can ever know for sure how many you're going to play, but we knew that a lot of them were talented and we're going to give themselves a chance to play.
Yeah, Holloman for them is playing a little bit bigger role. What do you look at him and try to contain him in the kick return game?
Yeah, you always got to have know where he's at on the field and know, have a scheme, kicking game wise, how we're going to control him. A lot of teams do a lot of different things differently to try to contain him. So eventually in the game, he's going to get the ball. You got to tackle him. Usually all of his runs, he's making somebody miss, and so we got to be great tacklers on him. He's a great player, and he kind of reminds you of some of the guys that we have, where you just try to get him the ball and he makes you look good. So does a lot of good things for their team, and he plays hard. And so we just got to be aware of where he's at all times.
How do you balance the packages with Josh and with Solman right now? Nick, is it just situational, or is this just a different look? Or how do you?
Yeah, you kind of game plan, different looks that you want to, where you want to get them the ball, and when you want to use them, and so, and then once you get in the game, it's just kind of a feel thing, of when you want to run the ball and what looks that you think you're getting and which ones you think are going to be work. But it's another thing that you got to get DeSomer the football, so you got to get him in the game, and we'll continue to do different things to get him the ball. But like I said, after the game, he's too good of a football player to have standing on the sideline for too long. And that's why you see him. He scores a touchdown and then he runs down on kickoff. So a lot of people don't take a snap from quarterback, run somebody over at the goal line, then jog over the sideline and get in the special teams huddle and run down and try to make a tackle on kickoff. And then he's on kickoff return. And so just does a lot of things for us. And he's a guy that you want to have just because he's willing to do whatever for the team to win. So just got to keep getting him the ball, and the main thing is just a feel for when you put him in and how you get him the ball.
Are you going to stick with Soteropoulos inside 40 yards, or what are you doing there?
Yeah, Soteropoulos missed a couple, and then we went with Austin. Both of them have been inconsistent at times this season. Matt's a true freshman, and that's going to happen. I think that on both of them, he got the ball up. That's one thing that Matt does, is he gets the ball up right now, where he doesn't get any of them blocked. Just missed a couple of them, but he'll be right back in there this week. All right, thanks a lot.